Alan, thank you so much for joining us here at FundForum International.
Thank you, Emma.
In terms of distribution, what trends are you seeing into and out of Asia at the moment?
From an Asia perspective, I suppose it's all about China and what's happening in China and how asset managers are trying to figure out how they access the capital pools and the emerging capital pools from China. And I suppose that comes in a couple of different ways. One is take the traditional model of through the UCITS and distribution into China, primarily through Hong Kong. Secondly, I suppose the growth of local passporting initiatives. I think the most relevant to that probably is mutual recognition between China and Hong Kong. And we've seen, a growth of managers that are establishing local Hong Kong product as they look to access the capital pools coming out of China. And then thirdly, I suppose managers have taken the direct route to China by setting up their own WFOE license, which is a wholly owned foreign entity license. So they could go and access China direct, taking Hong Kong, I suppose, as a different route.
So there's some of the opportunities. What are the key challenges in that market and in China?
Well, it was very interesting. The first mutual recognition fund between Hong Kong and China distributed into China, and it distributed everything through its smartphone. So 3,000 trades were processed on WeChat at a minimum subscription of $1.50. And that's a kind of fundamental big difference for a traditional, I suppose, subscription form that we would see in Europe that has 35, 40 pages and you need to fill every line out, going through to a distribution opportunity that's done all through technology. And that's, I think, a pretty big difference for managers, not only just because embracing technology, but also a minimum subscription figure of $1.50 for a mutual fund. That's a big change.
Indeed, technology is a huge topic at FundForum this year. Have you been interested to see what's coming out in terms of conversations this morning? There was a lot about big data and how that can be used, for example.
I think it's a very interesting conversation around Robo-advisory and the role that Robo-advisory have played. We have actually hosted a seminar ourselves, our market symposium initiative, where we had a number of asset managers on the panel who have bought Robo-advisors and are trying to integrate the technology with the offering that the manager brings to the table. And that was one of the trends that came out this morning about how you evolve the technology into provide that solutions for clients.
Because you still need the expertise of the people who have been working in it for decades as well.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of, robo-advisors today as standalone entities aren't making money, so you need to have both options. You need to have the technology channel, which is the access point, but then also having the solutions that managers can bring to deliver long-term solutions for clients.
What conversations will you be looking to have this week, and what do you hope to take away from an event like this?
Well, I think it's a fantastic networking opportunity for everybody involved. So you see nearly as many activities happening outside as inside, but I've always found the distribution discussions very, very interesting. Our business has grown up really supporting global asset managers to sell funds on a global basis, which is why this China topic is very, very topical right now, and supporting and enabling managers to sell product on a global basis.
You talked about China there, but what other trends are you seeing in the emerging markets?
Yeah, I think UCITS is obviously the distribution channel that everybody's using. We are seeing a couple of different growth in areas such as Latin America, which is about 130 billion of assets now come from primarily the pension funds in Latin America, and we think that's going to continue to grow given the structure that they have in place. We're actually in the middle of putting together just completed a survey about Latin America and the future for UCITS within Latin America, so we think that would be very interesting. But that's one of the key markets, and then you can't ignore Europe. It's just those 5 dominant countries in Europe are still taking a large portion of the assets.
You raised Europe, Brexit, what's it going to do? Are you bracing yourself?
Well, I'm chairman of Irish Funds. I've just taken over the chairman of the Irish Funds, and our industry conference is on June 23rd.
Wow.
The day of the Brexit vote. So we haven't seen any reduction in asset managers in the UK attending, but I think it'll be very, very interesting, either which way.
Thank you so much for joining us. Good to talk
Thank you
to
very much. Okay.